Palantir CEO Alex Karp says anti-ICE protesters should want more Palantir in the government. Let me read this to you, and this kind of goes to what we're talking about here with the bird tourism. So if we go to Palantir CEO Alex Karp said protesters demonstrating against the U.S. immigration customs enforcement should support the use of his company's tools in the government. If you are critical of ICE, you should be out there protesting for more Palantir. He told CNBC, our product actually, in its core, requires people to confirm with Fourth Amendment data protections. Karp comments come as an anti-protest continue in Minneapolis following the fatal shooting of two demonstrators. Documents released by the Department of Homeland Security last week also showed that the company is providing AI tools to the agency to help it sift through tips. Palantir previously been criticized for its work with ICE and role in President Trump's crackdown on immigration. Federal documents from April revealed that the company had $30 million contract with the agency to provide real-time visibility on people self-deporting. So what do you think about the idea of Palantir being used for immigration as well as using a company like Palantir against China when they're trying to take advantage of bird tourism?
I don't think it's going to be used for those things explicitly at all, because I think we have the means to track a lot of these things right now with the things that are tracked. We found out the other day that Google just listens to everything that we say, like at any moment. $68 million lawsuit.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you can't filter that in a way where it's tracking these type of things? No, I think that's a great marketing pitch and something that Alex Karp would say. Of course, you could make anything about Palantir sound good. If there's a problem, yeah, Palantir could fix it because it could do anything. It could track any data that you have, and it could be used to alleviate this. But no, it's
would there be a day where you would say, you know what, if I have to choose between Palantir, getting deeper or preventing what China's doing long term with this 1.5 million bird tourists that they come here, they take them out to China, indoctrinate them, and then later on send them over here to go to school with the idea one day becoming a U.S. president 40, 50, 60 years from now. And now we have somebody that likes what China does, but they're now the president of U.S. Would that be worth the risk for you to use Palantir to filter some of these people out?
No, because I think we have the means to filter a lot of these people out right now. I think, the struggle is that half the government doesn't want to, half the government does. So I completely reject the notion that we don't have the technology to get rid of these people right now. I think this is just a Trojan horse saying like, oh, now we finally have this technology where we could use it to get them out.
You're saying you don't trust Alex Karp.
I don't trust Alex Karp. I don't trust half the CIA. I don't trust half of Congress. And I think that half of the government and the half of the Congress is the problem, not the technology that we have. I think we have more than enough technology, and we've given up more than enough rights and freedom with the NSA for them to track all of this stuff. So no, I don't think the
Congratulations.
It's the same.
You're about to get audited by IRS. But
I know.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, it's the same argument with the border, right? For the 4 years of the Biden administration, it said, we can't close the border, we can't do that. And then Trump comes in and
boom, overnight.
It's not, as you're saying, they're not lacking the way. They have the ways to do things, they're lacking the will.
Mm-hmm. So you think Trump's administration's okay with that 1.5 million coming through?
No, I don't. What I said was I hope, I don't have a whole lot of faith. I hope the intelligence communities have already not only figures it out, that they figured this out before they even arrived in 2020 early last year. I hope that they had been aware of this over the long term and had been doing something about it. And we're just hearing about it now.
You remember the debate
I don't have a lot of faith in that.
with Hillary Clinton and President Trump were debating, and he says, here's a man who does everything he can to pay no taxes. And he only paid this much in taxes. Mm-hmm. And then the guy asked him, the moderator asked him, I do my best to pay as little taxes as possible. I use the same code that she wrote the last 30-something years. You've had the chance to change it. This is where I'm going with it. If a good accountant can help a billionaire like that, minimize the amount of tax exposure that the person has, these Chinese billionaires are like, we're not doing anything illegal. I'm having 100 kids, and they're doing it in the U.S., and by your law, I'm legally here. You know what I'm saying, Tom? And so for me, I don't know how you prevent that. But, Tom, go for it. Your thoughts on this.
Two things going on here. Number one, Alex Karp is being a defense contractor. And he's telling people, oh, my goodness, this issue, this thing over here, this is just like Boeing and General Dynamics and Northrop Grumman saying, have you seen the new planes that the Chinese are flying in maneuvers over Taiwan? We need the F-88. This is It'll only be $1 billion per airplane, but that's what we need if you want to compete with the Chinese. Pat, defense contractors do that every day. It's called defense contractor marketing, and they market based on application, fear, response, buy my product to do it. The second part that makes me very nervous is Alex Karp is playing the familiar card that got played on Americans for the Patriot Act. Throw enough fear on the table to get people to give up privacy in the name of safety. It is a playbook that the government's been running for a long time. You know, long ago, I worked for a telecommunications company, a big one. And we kind of changed the world with some stuff, right? Remember?
Of course.
There was a room there that they would bring subpoenas so that they could go in and look at phone records. And while they were in there, sometimes they were unattended. And I remember I said, man, can I ask a question? You just said sometimes they're unattended. How do you know they're only looking at stuff that they have the subpoena for? And they're like, well, we don't really. And this was long before, this is when they would actually go and check records, actually go in. Now they don't have to do that. It's all in the cloud, and they can do it with backdoor access from Langley. So this is classic also, Alex saying, well, the Fourth Amendment says that, data use and privacy right there, Fourth Amendment. Our government and our CIA break the Fourth Amendment before lunch every day, right? Then they track us and the things they've got. So this is Alex Karp on both sides of it. One, he sounds just like the Patriot Act, but on the other hand, he's a defense contractor telling you he's invented the magic thing that's going to solve this.
Are you glad he's on your side?
I'm glad he's on our side, but the longer term ramifications, it makes me kind of squirrely.
Do you think he's on your side?
I think he's on the side of Palantir's profitability, but I do think that he and Peter Thiel are on the side of the U.S. However, there are dark forces in government that want to do things that even they don't want, but once they sell their toy to the government's going to do it anyway.
Rob, can you pull up how many contracts does Palantir have with foreign governments? How many contracts does it have with other countries? With foreign?
It's not a lot.
But listen, one to me is one too many.
There's
I'm trying to see
one big round one in the East.
Public disclosed numbers from Palantir. It doesn't publish an itemized number of contracts. Many contracts are classified or confidential, especially military and intelligence work. Some foreign deals are announced at high level. So known foreign government clients, UK is one. Palantir has multiple contracts with UK government, including a large ongoing defense analytics contract with the Ministry of Defense and work with public services. France, they have a contract of renewal for France's Domestic Intelligence Service, DGSI, extending a multi-year partnership. Then it's Netherlands, Police Department, and several Dutch states have reportedly used Palantir software. Canada, Palantir has at least one historic government contract through its subsidiary. Then it's Israel. They deal with the IDF, provided tools and support for the IDF. Ukraine, NATO allied program. So, yeah.
Look at France. Domestic intelligence.
I know.
Yep.
I totally
So that's the citizens of France.
That's right. Would if you were a French citizen, would you want your country to have a relationship? Because do you think deep down inside, Alex is still going to be a little bit pro-U.S. or he's going to be pro-profit? Where do you put it?
Profit.
He lives here. You think he would still be pro-profit over pro-country and where he lives?
I think maybe power number one over profit and country.
Power
number one over profit and country. Yeah.
But you can also justify it either way, though. I mean, you could say I'm pro-U.S., but I'm doing all these other things that are kind of shady because I'm pro-U.S. and I can control it. And
it sounds good to say pro-U.S.
Yeah. What does pro-U.S. actually mean?
You could be pro-U. I agree with you 100%. You could be pro-U.S., but also be in favor of centralized databases that keep us safe, when in reality, as soon as you set that up, you've got three-letter agencies that are out there that want to use it in the back door for other things.
Mm-hmm.
You hit the nail on the head with the Patriot Act. That was it. It was supposed to be a tool to help the Bush administration with the war on terror, and in many ways, this may have started out that way.
Sold with fear in the name
exactly.
of safety.
You got to do this, or they're going to blow up airplanes and buildings all over the country, right?
We have to know.
We have to do it. But what happened to it? It became bastardized by subsequent administrations. The bureaucracies get bigger. Their mission always creeps forward. It gets used for. It starts out pro-U.S. and next thing you know, it's being used against U.S. citizens.
3 times as many pages.
Yeah.
By the way, this was
It's ridiculous.
Palantir was created by the Patriot Act because they tried to do the Total Information Awareness Act, and Congress said no, we're not doing that. So the CIA or In-Q-Tel started Palantir and funded that. So Palantir is a direct result.
That's a true story, by the way.
Yeah,
that makes it even worse. I wish I didn't know that.
Yeah, direct result.
Gang, once a year we host an event called the Sales Leadership Summit. If you're a sales leader running a business and you want to find out how is the most effective way to move your revenue, watch this clip about the event that's coming up with Sales Leadership Summit. Go ahead, Rob.
Say you're a CEO, you're a boss, you're an executive, you're a leader. Which of these 4 feelings do you want your employees or your sales team to feel the most? Do you want them to like you? Do you want them to trust you? Do you want them to respect you? Or do you want them to fear you? And if I was to ask you to order them and say, I think I want them to like me first, then I want them to trust me, then I want them to respect me, I don't want them to fear me, right? This whole thing that we're talking about. Developing salespeople and a big sales team, which can exponentially increase the valuation of your company, your income, your lifestyle. This is a big problem to solve. You have to get these 4 things in order while you're developing people. Once a year, I host a conference called the Sales Leadership Summit, which is purely about developing salespeople, and we go through this 200-page manual together. This year, we're doing it at the Trump Doral from March 25th to the 27th. And that dynamic of like, trust, respect, and fear is one of the ones that creates a lot of debate. If you want to find out how you can attend this event, click on a link below, get registered. One of our consultants will get a hold of you.
All right. Having said that, click on a link below. This is you have to qualify to attend. You need to do a minimum of $1 million and have 5 people on your sales team to attend this conference. But the link is below. Click on it. Talk to our consultants. They will tell you all about it. Cannot wait to see many of you there this year at Trump Doral.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.